And welcome. Oh, nice job in recording. Let's give Darina a round of applause. Welcome back to the 52 Weeks to Wealth. This is Wealth Principle 17. Now, Wealth Principle 17 is offer high ticket items or deal in high volume sales or both. That is, offer high ticket items or deal in high volume sales or both. We're going to talk about a perfect example of a product we just launched, actually two products we just launched simultaneously that are a version of high ticket sales and or high volume sales. Hands to the camera if you sell something. Before we get into it, I want to make sure I know who here sells something. Excellent, excellent, excellent. All right. So the wealth principles are designed to move you forward in increasing income with less time and increasing your net worth. Hands to the camera if you're down to do both, all three. Increase your income with less time and increase your net worth. Now, the goal is to do this in 1 year, which is why we leverage every single week. Every single week in the 52 Weeks to Wealth is leverage to build an asset in here and in your business. This principle is going to lighten up the one product that you are selling. This one product can have two versions. Like I will share later on today with the product we just launched within Alchemist Nation. Your product is going to have two versions as well, a high ticket version and also a high volume version, something that you can sell to a lot of people who don't necessarily need that high end product. Hands to the camera if you know what I'm talking about. Excellent, excellent. Now in business, real estate investing, in life, in relationships, we've got all of these. In real estate, if you don't know my story, then I will share really quickly. I built a business of real estate. I wrote the book, Broke to $250,000, Get Your Name, Get the Deal. These are books that were based on my story of, look, I didn't have any money. I wanted to get money. Hands to camera if you've ever been there. You didn't have money, you wanted to get money. Awesome. Get the Deal was based on finding deals because I recognized in real estate, the way to make the most money was in the property. The people had all their cash. All the money that they wanted to give me was in a house. All I had to do was put my name on the deed, and then they would give me all the money. The bank would give me the money. Mike's got the shirt right there. Names on deeds. So when thinking about how we increase our income, just know that in cases like real estate, it's already there in a house. Sometimes the seller can't see it. It's just a challenge. They can't see it. They don't know it's there, but it is. You have to see it. You have to know. That's why we do our math. That's why we buy at 30%, 70% ARV on flips. That's why we buy 80% ARV on multifamilies, because we know that 20% equity is sitting in there. It makes it desirable for us to buy. Hands to camera if that's true. Yes. And passive income, we can have a bunch of little deals that are bringing us money in, or we can have one big slam dunk deal that brings us money in. The big high ticket products could be something along the lines of a flip that drops in $50,000, $100,000 profit, or a large deal like the one Ron and I are working on drops in $2 to $3 million in profit. Or we could do the holding of one of those deals, which brings in $50,000 a month, or traditional three family would bring in about $1,000 a month. Hands to the camera if you recognize that's every month. That's passive income every single month. We like that stuff. Awesome. When I started building wealth, you may be able to relate to this. I did not like the fact that I had to show up and work. I didn't like the hours that I was trading, and it didn't seem like I could change or exchange my time, my value for anything else. It was just hours. It's all they really seemed to want in the beginning. I would go into a company like Johnson & Johnson or Computer Associates or Walmart, and I would tell them, this is what I believe I'm worth. And we would be talking in terms of dollars and hours. They never told me, well, if you finish this project, we'll give you $100,000 at the end of the year. It was always, we'll pay you $22 an hour or $18 an hour or $24 an hour. And eventually I thought I was doing well when I got to $30 an hour and $40 an hour when I was at Johnson & Johnson. And the interesting thing now is I look back and I think I was just allowed to be paid to be a slave. I was working hourly because it was the only product I had. I didn't have a high ticket item. I didn't have something I could sell that was beyond my hours. And I have many VAs on the call here. Let's give my VAs a round of applause. Yeah. And I know who else works hourly, has worked for an hourly wage? Anybody on the call? Yes. Okay. So we're all very familiar with the process. Many of us still have opportunities to work hourly. The hourly wage is enough to get you by. It's important. You need it. It helps pay the bills. Ron and I were working on the Millionaire Path this weekend, and as we were writing down, like, if somebody has no money, or somebody has 15,000, or if they got 50,000 or 100,000, as we're working on the Millionaire Path, we started realizing that, like, if you have literally no money and no job, you need a freaking job. You need to trade dollars for hours, right? In the beginning, like if there's nothing coming in, there's no passive income, and you got bills coming up, or you're homeless, a job is a glorious thing to have. Hands to camera if you recognize that's true. Homelessness sucks. It would be terrible to be out on the streets. So having some sort of passive income, or not passive, but you put in the hours, is good. And then as he and I were going along the process, we started thinking, well, if we're giving this advice here, when do you stop telling people to have a job? Like, at what point do you shift? Like, what income level, what net worth does it make sense to say, okay, like, you don't need this anymore? Because we're dialing it down. There's over 50 different results that come out from this program. It's actually 7 times 9 times 3. No, times 3 times 5. 9 times 7 times 5 different options. It's a lot. It's just a lot that it can put out. And we're not finished building it. But the idea behind teaching somebody, automating somebody how to build wealth, is you have to have a very good understanding of where they're at and what their skill set is also. So this concept of trading dollars for hours only works in the beginning, and then it shifts to a point where I can't give you guys the details yet. Ron and I are still figuring this out, but it shifts to a point where suddenly it makes sense to kind of automate or pull out of that, because you have a skill set now that is saleable for more. In one shot, in one sale, you can beat an entire year's worth of salary. My first example was when I was maybe 2016, 2015. I sold one of my properties. I made $50,000 on the sale. Prior to that, I'd always earned a $40,000 a year hour, like 40-hour work week got me to $40,000. Hence the camp, you recognize I made more from one sale than I did in an entire year of working. At that point, I recognized that I could just do that. One deal a year. One deal a year could pay all my bills, and then I would be fine to do whatever else I want throughout the rest of the year, as long as I stayed in the same budget. We understand this works. This is a cool principle, cool process. All right. We're not even touching the surface. This is just kind of the basics to the Millionaire Path, what Ron and I have been working on. For you, in your business right now, I want you to drop in the chat, do you have a high ticket item or a high volume item? I want you to identify which one is yours. If you have both, cool, you can list both. But if you don't have both, most people usually struggle to identify the second one. They usually have one, but they don't always have the other. So an example of high ticket item would be a car, a house, a flip, you could do coaching. If you do coaching and you charge more than $5,000, they consider that high ticket items. If you're in construction and you're doing, $100,000 profit on your projects, cool, that's high ticket. If you're just over there fixing the leaky faucet, high volume. Hence, Karen, for catching this. We understand the difference. Okay. Excellent. So high ticket, I see high ticket, I see high volume. Excellent. Need volume. Oh, Jamie, awesome. So need volume. Marketing coming soon. We actually, Mark and I have been looking at installing a process just for attorneys, installing an automated process just for law practices, because obviously we've partnered up with Mike Shine and Alchemist Title. So Jamie, coming soon, I will actually be able to release a conversation series that is just for attorneys. That's alchemistleads.com. And if you haven't checked it out, 30 days free trial, no plug necessary. All right, we got high ticket items, both. Nice, Melanie. She sells sandwiches, she sells rentals, and you do your flips. So what is your high ticket item, Mel? I want to know which one you're seeing in your head as high ticket. You got a lot. You got a lot going on.
Flips, yeah.
Flips, there they are. Let's give her a round of applause. It's true. Flips are one of our high ticket items as well. It's definitely one of our favorites because it's just slam dunk, no big deal, run it through. High ticket, both. Okay, a lot of people doing high ticket items. Offer passive investing opportunities, syndication, self-storage facilities. Masha, I don't know what that is as far as high ticket or high volume. That is, I would assume that's high volume, right? You're just taking a whole bunch of people's money and slamming it into something. As far as income, you and them are getting small income. You're getting what would be considered high volume. Excellent. Now I want you to write down on the other side. So on a piece of paper, write down the one that's strong for you. A lot of people said high ticket and a few people said high volume. And I'm going to give you an example of a product, a singular product that allows us to do both. Cool. Alchemist Leads is something we launched today. We launched it yesterday, and Alchemist Leads is a marketing system. So it's a CRM that allows you to automate follow-up with people. Hand scan, if you know all the money is in the follow-up, you've heard that before. And the truth is it's 75% of all the money that a salesperson, that a business makes is in the follow-up. 75% for real estate investors who are listening, of the deals you close, the deals that are brought to you, were in follow-up conversations. They were not in initial contact. So if you want a physical representation of what that looks like, you could earn $10,000 a month, or you could only earn $30,000 a year. Which one makes you happier? The $10,000 a month means you follow it up with people, and the $30,000 a year means you didn't follow up. Hands can for catching us. A good representation. It's easy. Right. So follow-up is time consuming. It takes a lot of work, takes a lot of effort, unless you have a system that does it. Alchemist Leads does, we just talked about this with our membership students literally right before this call. Alchemist Leads does the text messages, it does the emailing, it does the Facebook messaging, the ringless voicemail drops. It tells you when to call a person, and it allows you to respond back right there within the system or on the app. It has a calendar, it has your funnel builder. If you're in the digital marketing space, you know what that is. It has forms so you can collect data on your clients and then serve them better. Instead of having to call everybody and saying, hey, how is this? What is this? What is this? You can create application forms so that they can fill out. So for anybody who's raising private capital, hands can for raising private capital, if you're doing any deals, allowing other investors in, having an accreditation form is amazing. It protects you and it saves you time. Hey, fill this out if you're, accredited. And if they're not accredited, to say, hey, you're not accredited, go take a course on Alchemist Nation, get your ass accredited, go make money. But kidding, not kidding. Seriously, if you're not accredited, you need to join the mentorship and go learn how to make your first $1 million. But if you are accredited, it'll go right into your system and say, this person filled out your form, which means they're interested in learning more about what you invest in. So now you can contact them. So we have form building, we have website building, you can have membership sites. If you want to offer a membership area within your business for your clients, you can actually have a membership site that you can host training, host resources. If you have investors, if you're raising capital for investors, you can literally host an area in there where they can see your deals. Only they could see your deals. They'd have to go in, log in. You can email out deals automatically. So as soon as a deal comes in, you just hit your accredited investor list. There's a lot of different ways to do it. For wholesalers, obviously, you know what you're going to do. You're going to hit everybody on the list. Pull your list, drop it in. Every seller is going to get hit with, I'd like to buy your house. Are you ready to sell yet? But Mark and I are working on really cool value add stuff to add in there too. Like, hey, did you know you might be able to refinance your house and get some equity out right now, or interest rates are on the rise, or have you rechecked your home insurance policy and make sure that you're getting the right insurance. So different little things to be value add, but also we've got businesses attached to those as well. Let's give all of our team a round of applause. All of our partners, all our team members. That is a high volume product. It costs $97 per month, but you're getting a lot of it. You can sell a lot of that because there's wholesalers are a dime a dozen. Wholesalers have a ton of bad systems, and this saves wholesalers somewhere between, I'll say on the low side, $200 to $300, but for Ron and I, somewhere closer to $500 to $800 a month. which adds up to a lot of money at the end of the year. So it's a great product for high volume sales. Now, I had a conversation with two of my favorite clients last night, Melanie Santos and her husband, Steve Cutt, and then Saeed Khan. And Chris was not on the call, but me and Saeed and Chris are going to jump on a call sometime next week. And I offered them, what if I brought you leads and we closed on something with $250,000 equity in it, and you just pay me $25,000 up front? And both were like, yes, of course. And then I said, and we're going to get on a one-on-one coaching call each week to make sure that your business, we can talk about anything, as long as we also talk about this deal that's closing, as long as we talk about this deal that we're working on to close. And I'll coach and build your business with you for as long as it takes me. This is almost my curse, but also my blessing. For as long as it takes me to get you your $250,000. Hence the camera, if that's like an amazing deal. It's 10x return on investment. Yes. So, I'm not offering that to everybody. That is only Melanie. It is Saeed. The people I've had a conversation with one-on-one, I offered it because I know that they can handle it. I know they can handle more deals. I know they can handle the projects. And then I offered, if you don't have the money to buy those, I'll raise the capital for another $25,000. Hence the camera, if that seems like a bargain, if that's a steal of a deal, you get $250,000 worth of equity, and it only costs $50,000 up front. A lot of people don't have $50,000 up front. My suggestion is go get it, right? That's scary if you understand, like go get it, like teach sales, I teach sales for a reason. Run the sell, get that money, borrow the money if you have to. But that is a product that I'm looking at creating down the road. We're offering it to a few of our players. Those are the high ticket items. Now, what am I going to use? I'm going to use the CRM I just built. I'm literally going to use the CRM I just built, and I'm going to have some of my team members do a little bit of extra work on the back end to make sure deals close, so that our high ticket, our high value clients don't have to go and do those things. Because in that space, Starbucks has a perfect example. Mike loves this story. Starbucks sells coffee, but they also have a coffee machine that you can buy. And that coffee machine, Mike, do you remember the price of that coffee machine, what it costs?
I think it was 27,000.
2,700 or 27,000?
2,700. 2,700.
Let's give Mike shine around applause. 2,700.
Yeah.
And everybody at some point has been through Starbucks. You know what their coffee cups cost. They're not $2,700, but that's their high ticket item. It's take it home with you. You build coffee for the rest of your life. For our business, we'll just do it all for you. You just sign the paperwork. Like, I'll see you at the closing table. And scam, if you recognize you could do this too. It's the same thing you do in your business. It's just the high ticket is a little more customer service. And if you're already, I saw a lot of people are selling high ticket items. What is your lower customer service product? What is the hands off, almost nothing there kind of product? So for whichever one you haven't created yet, let's just use this right now as a moment to do an exercise together. Let's think it through so that you can create it. And scan, if you know what I'm talking about here, we're doing the opposite of what we already have. So if we already have a high ticket, we're going down and creating a high volume, low ticket. It'd be easy to sell. Some examples would be training courses. Recorded training courses is something that Ron and I sold for a long time. We sold names on deeds for $97. And that was just, hey, whatever you need to learn all the stuff, go get it, $97. As a real estate agent, I would say working rentals was an option that was, high volume, worked a whole bunch of rentals, got some money. The other high volume would be selling toothpaste tubes versus being a dentist. Selling toothpaste and toothbrushes. There's a lot of different ways for you to make high volume a lot. But then there's the high ticket is really, really important to making it all work out. We sell a mastermind. The mastermind is $25,000 a year. And that mastermind is for the players who want to play together. It really is all about just creating a barrier of entry to everybody else that's saying, in this group, we play hard. So that's a high ticket item. We also have the mentorship, which is $2,000 a month, $2,000 a year, which comes out to less than $200 a month. That to us is considered high volume, even though it's, for some people, it may seem high ticket. In the speaking world, 5,000 is high ticket. 5,000 up is high ticket. Anything under 5,000 is considered low ticket. Hands camera, if that makes sense. So your space has to have both, because some people will just want that high end and some people will just want that low end. Some people will just kind of want a little bit of both. And some people are like our hyper buyers, buy everything, right? We have some of your best clients are going to want both versions of what you got going on. And that's okay too. Hence, if anybody had a problem with this, or was this everybody got this? Everybody got to go through this? Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Excellent. High ticket or high volume. Now, in your business, there are going to be challenges. There are going to be things that come up. You must face them. And one of those things that comes up is, well, what if the product doesn't sell itself? Well, get a better product or change the perception of the product, change the way the product is perceived in the marketplace. You're constantly like changing your product is such a pain in the butt, but if you don't believe in it, you do have to change it. But if you believe in it, if people are using it, if you had past clients say, yes, this is something that works for me, like the mentorship, occasionally Ron and I look at the mentorship, we say, it hasn't moved this, we haven't sold it this week. Is that a sign that it's not a great product, or is it a sign that the marketing around it has to change? And so Ron and I are actually going to shift the name of the mentorship over to Jumpstart, because we notice that successful real estate investors, successful coaches, successful business owners who want to reach out to don't like the idea of mentors because they're already successful. Hence, care if that makes sense. They're like, yo, like, come on, I'm older than you. Like, what's going on here? Why are you a mentor? So we're shifting it to Jumpstart, which is much easier to sell, because we know on the back end, this program changes people's lives. It's an accountability program. It's about, here's the knowledge, here's let's go get it. And it's been extremely successful for a lot of people. So your product may not need to change, but how you message it, how you market it could be the single most important aspect to your business's growth. And Karen, if that made sense, or if you want me to repeat that. All right. Excellent. Now, every week we do a book. We do a book of the week. The 52 Weeks to Wealth would be nothing if it wasn't for our 52 books. We read a book a year for a reason. It puts us ahead of all the other suckers out there who only read one book a year. The average American reads one book a year and they don't even finish chapter 1. In this community, we read one book a week, which gives us a 52-1 advantage. And even if you only read one book every 2 weeks, you'd still have a 26 times advantage over the average person. And if you only read one book a month, you'd still have a 13 time advantage over the average person. Hands to the camera if you like unfair advantages. Oh, yeah. All right, so this book is a thick one. It's a tough one. If you can't get through it, don't worry. Mike Shine didn't either. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause, the keeper of the books. Mitch Dorsky, have you read? Have you read Principles by Ray Dalio?
Mike's handing off the baton.
Yeah.
Just this week, brother. Don't get used to it.
Oh, I think it's because he knows. I think he knows because this is like my Bible.
Yeah.
So yes.
Every year.
Principles, Ray Dalio. Oh wait, this is the wrong book. This is the wrong book. That's the wrong book. That's not the book we're talking about. That's a much shorter read, much easier read.
What book was that?
That was Scaredy Cat Guide to Knowing What the Heck Bitcoin Is.
And why would you share that with us, Mitch? Do you have something coming up that we should know about?
There might be a crypto workshop coming up on June 1st.
And how would we find out about that crypto workshop, Mitch?
You go to Alchemist Nation /events and scroll to June 1st and see crypto workshop, 7 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours of crypto crazy.
By the way, before we talk about the book of the week, let's give Mitch a round of applause. Selling in a group like this, in a room like this, is so difficult because, especially for Mitch, we were on a call this week with a mastermind. Mitch, you ready for this? We're going to call this week mastermind with Steve Rizzo was in it. Ken Walls was in it. And Steve Rizzo told Mitch, he's like, Mitch, you got to believe in yourself. And he's got this crazy New York accent. He's like, Mitch, you got to believe in yourself, right? You really got to get out there and you really got to just believe. You believe it's possible. And you got to know you got a great product. And it sounds like you do. You got a great product. You got to just believe in yourself. And I was like, Mitch, maybe you should believe in yourself and sell something, right? Create a crypto course for our community. Let's give Mitch a round of applause so that our community can get educated on what's going on in crypto right now. Like, you need to. So that was Alchemist Nation /events, alchemistnation.com /events, and go to crypto course June 1st.
June 1st.
All right, let's give Mitch one more round of applause. Amazing job. Thank you, Mitch. If you don't sell, they don't have the tools. It's necessary in your business. By the way, this is for everybody. If you don't go out and sell what you believe in, what product you have, somebody is missing out. If Jen wasn't offering ghostwriting, there would be 100 books that don't exist 2 years from now. 2 years from now, after we've built our first 100 authors, there would be 100 books that don't exist. And game, if you recognize, books change lives. Like that's how people learn when they only got $7 or $10 or $14, or in the case of some of my books, $24, $30. Let's give Jen a round of applause. What you sell is important. Same with the mentorship. Imagine if I didn't sell the mentorship, right? And if I didn't sell it, I wouldn't have been able to pay for the Zoom and all the assets that we've been building, Alchemist Nation, Alchemist Leads, Alchemist events. I wouldn't be able to pay for all these cool things we do to level people up. So I have to sell. You have to sell. There's something that you want to do in this world that's going to change it, that you've got to sell in order to pay for it. Hands cam if that makes sense. All right. I know for Steve Cutt, it's Christmas lights. All right. More Christmas lights. Excellent. Mitch Jorsky, Principles by Ray Dalio, the book of the week. Bring it to us, brother.
So, yeah, this book is no joke. As you can see, it is pretty much the size of the Bible. And in it, he has two key sections. One is life principles and the other is work principles. So within his two life and work principles, he has kind of a overarching theme of what, is his operating manual on life. And one big piece of that is radical transparency. So he believes that essentially things are more efficient, things are more profitable, things are more joyous when everyone just gets their information out there. That's how we can be better and do better, is by having the information to see, all right, how do we do it better next time? So in this book, he's got a bunch of chapters, obviously, but there was one in particular that I wanted to touch on, whose name I forgot. So in life principles, he basically talks about a five-step process he uses to get what he wants out of life. Obviously, I'm not going to get into those 5 steps. And then when he talks about his work principles, and you can kind of see it with Alchemist Nation, he talks about building the culture, building the right culture. And for him, what this culture was, this environment of radical transparency. Walter's built a culture of think a million, and also on top of that, be inspired to be a millionaire that builds a millionaires and build 100 millionaires, right? That's why mission the millions. So anyway, it's funny because he is obviously one of the, top hedge fund managers to ever live. So you would think it would be more just a financial book, but it does get somewhat esoteric. But either way, worth the read, even though it's a biggie. You got more than a week to read this one. So, but worth it.
Let's give Mitch Jorsky a round of applause. And everybody who takes on Ray Dalio's principles, you get the biggest accomplishment from me and Mitch. This is one of the books that he and I both really enjoyed. Yeah, I read it because I'm absolutely obsessed with anybody who's been extremely successful in anything. And so I spend a lot of time in just digging deep into their lives, their principles, what they're doing. And when Ray Dalio put out his book, Principles, it was like, that's exactly what I was looking for. Just hand me the principles that have worked out for you. And he's got another book that just came out, Life Principles. And Life Principles is really good as well. So for this week, I want you to go forward and I want you to think about, if you created a new product, I want you to think about it. If you have to reposition an old product, say you already have a high ticket sales product or a high volume sales product, I want you to reposition it, to test it out, just see what it would look like in the marketplace. If there's a different wording or a different way of saying it, or if there's a presentation you can put out there. And if you run something like a hair salon or a Subway shop, then your presentation may simply be your atrium. It may just be what people feel when they walk in through the store. It may be, like my grandmother said, the entryways, the hallways are the face of the house. It's that greeting, it's that handshake, it's that hug, it's that kiss to a family member. So make sure that when they're coming through the front door, they're getting a different experience. They may pay more. They may come in more often. They may take a selfie in your place. Can you get them to take a selfie in your place? Hand scan if you recognize the goal is always to get somebody to share your stuff. Excellent. In fact, if you want to do me a huge favor today, share this feed with anybody who's in business or anybody who wants to earn more money. So this feed is on Facebook, it's on YouTube, but share it with somebody or share it to a group that you know is money motivated. Do not share this call into any broke groups. Don't drop this into your like grew up in Fall River groups or grew up in Brockton groups. Like this is something you would drop into make money and get rich groups or real estate investing success, like something along those lines. Hands to camera if we grasp that. But do it and drop it in as many as you can, but don't get kicked off of Facebook. That number seems to be around 35, 45 groups. So just so you know, I've hit that one myself. But share it to a couple of groups. It would do me a huge favor and it would build our community. Hands care if you know all the money you want is in the hands of other people. Yes. So the bigger we make this community, the more money opportunities we have. Hands care if you know all the deals you want are in the hands of other people right now. Oh, yeah. So if we want more deals, we grow the size of the community. And if you want people to do the deals for you, if you're like Mike Shine, myself, and Ron, if you want somebody to do the deals for you, hands care if you know all the labor is in the hands of other people. It better be. So the more we share what we're doing here every Saturday, the more people we bring in and the more people we invite to Saturdays, the more potential hands could do the projects for us, partners who could do the work for us, or I pray and I hope this happens for every one of you. Maybe family members decide they want to work with you. Maybe family members decide that they trust you, they like you enough that they want to work with you, and you can actually build a business like Saeed Khan and his brother have built, and their brother-in-law now has built, where they're actually working together to increase their income as a family and the sisters involved. And that's what I hope for each one of you who has a family you actually like enough to work with. Hands camera if you know it's okay not to. I only work with one of my family members. My dad does all my listings back in Fall River, and I love it. It's great. And everybody else in my company has become family members because the rest of my family didn't want to do anything with me. Does that make sense? It's okay. I got 30 family members just within our group of strategic partners. And I got this amazing community, which is the extended family, our cousins, our nieces, aunts, and uncles who like to hang out with us when we do our live events. So let's give yourselves a round of applause. We're on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. I couldn't do it without you. Each one of you shares and involves in your own way. I was talking to Melanie Santos yesterday, and I was like, Melanie, look, you be building millionaires just by building your wealth because you're partnering with people. She's partnering, she's doing deals with people. So there's a lot of different ways to build millionaires, and some of them make you a multi millionaire. Hands care if you're okay with that, if you could handle it, if you ever go on that path. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate you. Choose your success, your choice. Always work with the best. We're going to open it up to questions. So Dorina, let's allow people into the main room now. If you've been sitting out there, if you've been patient, let's let you guys into the main room. This is a chance for questions. Obviously, mentorship students, people who've graduated the mentorship, or anybody on our team, our virtual assistants, our staff, this is your chance. Let's hang out. What tips, strategies, shares, or questions do you want to drop out for Wealth Principle 17? This is your time. First unmute wins.
Make me a co-host.
Ron Bowling, you are a co-host. And I did get a question earlier from Annie. Annie Santana was talking about negotiating deals with sellers, how to get seller financing, how to get a seller to agree to pay money for the deal, give you money for the deal. So you could basically, and I believe the concept was come to the deal with no money. You want no money down deal, or not having to get your credit checked, like not having to go to a bank. What was the reason for seller financing?
Well, if like, for example, interest rates are going up. So say somebody wants full fair market value, but if I can get him to finance me at like a 3% with 10% down rather than 25, and we can work it all out. Depends on the numbers, type of thing. Might be
I
better.
like it.
Yeah.
And Karen, if that'd be valuable information to know. Awesome. There's another strategy in this market, in this particular market, that will come up, and I think the next 2 years is going to be heavily used, is subject to existing mortgage, because there's a good chance that anybody who purchased a property this year or last year probably not going to be able to sell it for more than they got it for, but they may still want to move out of it because they bought it with the intention of flipping it. And they realize, well, the market has stagnated. It's not, the prices aren't going down, but they're not going up. And so we're looking at a little sideways movement. And with interest rates going up, it may be more desirable to take over somebody's existing mortgage. So we may see assumptions of mortgages. We may see subject to existing mortgages, and we may see wraparound mortgages coming out over the next 2 years. So those strategies, along with seller financing, is something we're going to talk about in Get the Money, which is coming up on June 4th. So Get the Money is actually a training program. It's a workshop. It's 3 to 4 hours. And if you've ever considered doing syndications, guess who I've got coming? I've got the great Vinny Chopra will be there with us this June 4th, Saturday, Dorina? June 4th, Saturday. So June 4th, this Saturday, the call starts at what time, Dorina? Is that 12 o'clock? All right, 12 o'clock till 4 o'clock workshop. This is the Get the Money workshop. If you don't got money, just you remember it this way. If you don't got money, this is the Get the Money. All right. If the reason you can't buy a deal, oh, I don't got money, this is the Get the Money workshop. I'm pulling some high level stuff from Names on Deeds. I'll be talking about it there. And I'm pulling the basic low level, just here's how you get money like right now stuff for people who need money right now. So this is primarily for real estate investors. But if you bring your challenge to me and nobody else has been able to solve the problem, especially you, because like Dr. Terry says all the time, quit taking your own bad advice. If you haven't been able to solve your money problem, bring it to Get the Money. We're going to talk about it. We'll solve the problem. It's primarily run workshop style, like the first 30 minutes of this is, but I also am going to do a deep Q&A. I want to make sure that I'm solving problems for people who want money and don't have money. Hence, if you understand, this is a very intense training workshop to solve the problem. I don't like people saying I don't have money. I hate that. Cannot stand that objection. If you say it to me, I still love you. Don't worry. For years, I've told people I can't stand that objection. I still hear it and I still take care of the answer. But Get the Money is designed to solve the problem. I want you to be able to know how to get the money to do any deal that you want so that you don't have the whatever life situation you have at the moment that you don't like. Can't scare if there's a life situation you like to change. There's something in your life you want to change. You don't want to be the same. Can't scare if making a little more money, have a little more money would change your life. Excellent. And I want you to get the money. I will show you how to do it. Look, tell me you don't like my hair because it's gone. Tell me you don't like the way I do my eyebrows. You don't like my mustache, but don't tell me you don't got $97 to learn how to make all the money. And if I let you down, I just won't get off the freaking call with you. I'll stay on that call until I've answered your money problem. Hands to camera if that's a good commitment. If you got it, if that works. Drop the $97. Give me the chance to work with you. The reason we charge $97 because if I don't, people won't show up. And so I'm doing it for you. You're welcome. If you pay attention. If you pay, you show up. If you don't pay, typically people don't show up. Hands if you've ever seen that before. You got something for free, you didn't do anything with it. Yeah. Your subconscious mind. How about that? That shit came for free, and yet you still let it run you instead of you running it. Mitch has a saying he's been saying a lot lately. The subconscious mind makes a great slave, but not a great master. Money makes a great slave, but it's not a great master. We're getting this? Money is very, very, very easy when you know how to operate with it, and I will show you how. That is my one intention for next week. Everything else that we do throughout the year is about passive income. It's about increasing income. It's about net worth. But next week, I'm going to talk about and solve the money problem so that you have that taken care of. That's 12 o'clock. We're going to go probably to about 4 o'clock. And for anybody who doesn't know who Vinny Chopra is, Vinny Chopra has a company that is worth $700 million. No, wait, that's his net worth. His company is worth $1.4 million. Answer camera if that's really cool. If that's something you'd like to learn from, by the $1.4 billion. That's the number. He is nearly a billionaire. And he is going to be sharing how he raises capital. He got into syndications about 15 years ago, and it changed his life. And all he does now is bring in other people's money and invest other people's money for them. So Vinny will be talking with us at Get the Money so that we can learn from Vinny Smile Chopra. Why does he smile? I think it's because he's got a lot of money. But he'll tell you it's because he's very positive and he's optimistic and he's grateful for everything that he has in life. Lee Delmonico, I see that your hand is up. Jump on, girl. Let's give Lee a round of applause.
Well, thank you guys. Great morning. And I had a question. I think
You look
Julie
beautiful this
questioned-
morning. Doesn't she look amazing?
Thank you.
Let's send Lee a lot of positive energy right now. Go ahead. What is your question, Lee?
Thank you. So my question was, how do you get on the list? What's your best method of getting on the list of people who have off-market properties?
Oh, excellent. So in Alchemist Nation, we have, actually, I'll show the screen really quickly. alchemistnation.com, there is a specialty section. And every Facebook group has, every wholesaling Facebook group that is out there has something similar like this. You go to the specialties, and in here, I would look for anybody that says wholesaling or real estate agent. Here we go, wholesaling. So this group right here, I'd be contacting every one of these people and just saying, what market do you operate in? What deals do you have? Anybody that came in as agency, they were real estate agency, I would contact these people. Anybody that said that they were real estate attorney, let me see. Here we go. You got Paula says she's a real estate attorney. Mike, you got to get your specialty taken care of in there too, brother. Anybody who's talking about being in contact with real estate leads would be a highly valuable person. For us, we built it on Facebook. We just grabbed a whole bunch of wholesaler groups in my market, or go, Massachusetts wholesalers. And I would say, hey, what do you got? What do you got? What do you got? I'm looking for this. Shit, even my face, I got almost 9,000 followers on Facebook. If I just drop a post up there saying I'm looking for a deal in Fall River, my inbox floods. So the more people you're connected to, the better. Does that help, Lee?
Yes, thank you.
Build deep relationships with people who got deals.
Mhm.
That's totally a way to play. You could even talk to Mark Dozwa a few weeks from now. As we put people onto Alchemist leads, there's a good chance a lot of our clients are going to have extra deals, and he's probably going to run some trainings to everybody to help them get more deals and maximize the return on investment of Alchemist leads, so that we get testimonials. By the way, Hanson Care, if you give us a great testimonial in our 30-day free trial so we can help more people, thank you so much. The testimonials are what make me decide to buy something if it's valuable. So just be honest with us, learn the program, learn it, use it, make money with it, and share your story, share what's worked for you.
Walter,
Yes.
let me add to this. So along with going on Alchemist Nation, obviously, and looking at that kind of group of wholesalers, what I did, I don't know, probably a year and a half ago, was I jumped into, well, actually spoke at it, but I jumped into the wholesaler call. What is it? Is it mentorship mastermind? I forgot the name of it. The wholesaler
Boot
call on
Camp.
Wednesday. What is it? Wednesdays?
Yeah, wholesaling boot camp on Wednesdays. Kevin Pereira
There
runs
you go.
it.
Boot camp. There's the word. So wholesaler boot camp on Wednesday, you literally have a call full of wholesalers, people that are dialing, and they want buyers and they want to do deals. So I went on that call and I said, this is what I'm looking to buy. This is where I'm looking to buy it. These are my price points. These are my parameters. If you find anything that fits that, call me, like literally contact me directly. I will buy it. So if you know exactly what your buying criteria is, jump onto that call and let people know, like, I'm a buyer. This is what I'm looking to buy. This is my price point. This is the towns I'm looking to buy, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right? Done and done.
This is why we built it in the first place. We trained wholesaling for years and created the wholesaling boot camp so that wholesalers would send us their deals.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mitch.
That was so smart. So like everything else, just go to Alchemist Nation events and you'll find the link to that call. Our wonderful friend Kevin Pereira runs that one, crushing it, dialing for dollars. But yeah, I mean, if you want to essentially get on a quote unquote buyers list, like, create your own. That's what I did. And I got a deal out of that. Someone from that call brought me a deal. It's actually a deal that I'm refinancing on. I did the BRRRR strategy on. So it works. So in addition to going on Alchemist Nation in that group, jump on the call one day, and let them know what you're looking for, because these guys are hungry and they're looking to dial. So give them a market to call.
And don't just jump on the call. Make sure you say something on the call. Like definitely get involved, like be seen. When you're on calls like this, you want to be
Yes.
seen, you want to ask questions. That way people can connect with you afterwards. Everybody on the call right now should be like, oh my God, your hand should be up if you want more money. Does that make sense? In front of not just 77 people on this Zoom, but afterwards, when this goes on to all my other social media channels, you're talking about 4,000 or 5,000 other people are looking at this and seeing your face. So the question you ask gets attention. Clearly make it towards your business. Lee, if you don't get more business, by the way, Lee, where do you want to do deals? How about this? I want to mess you up right now. How do you want more deals? What's the easiest way somebody can contact you? Like what deals, what locations?
So I'm looking in Florida, East Coast, from Cape Canaveral down to West Palm,
Be more specific. Pick a city.
Vero Beach.
Vero Beach, Florida. And how can somebody contact you?
I'll put my email in the chat.
If you say it out loud, it goes across far more social media channels.
OA, D as in David, Della Monica, OA Della Monica at Gmail.
Awesome. Let's give Olivia a round of applause.
Thank you.
Sean, you're up. And thank you for your patience, brother.
All right. Thank you. No problem. Thank you for what you're doing here. I definitely want to get more involved with you guys and get into the groups and hopefully once I build up to that million, I'll be building other millionaires with you. And we'll just go out to yacht parties and pop champagnes. No, but on the seller financing and the subject too, like I understand them strategies, and I actually got a couple of deals that I could probably work on those strategies that I'm presenting to sellers right now. It's like multi-unit property, so it'll cover my costs on whatever that is. But I always think like, how do we really pitch that to somebody? Because I know it's valuable, like, and I'm thinking the benefits to the seller is that they won't get taxed immediately. Instead of like taking $500,000, hey, let me give you maybe 100 and I'll let you hold the note at like 6% over the next so many years. You're gonna make money in interest, and they're gonna avoid kind of taxes, and they're gonna keep that cash flow without having to manage tenants or any of that. Is that kind of the main selling point on that, or is there anything else?
No, that's actually not the main selling point. It's just one of them. So the main selling point is you can put money in their pocket, right? Like the seller financing that Ron and I have done is typically we're putting money in their pocket and we're paying passive income. We're paying that interest over time. And then we're delaying the tax hit for that year. So delaying the tax hit doesn't always mean something to somebody who's in a motivated selling situation. They just need the money. So you want to typically the reason you're getting a low price is they need the money. So what we've found far more success with is we take a second position on their seller financing and we give the first position to a traditional lender. It's easy to get financing on 80%, 85% of the loan. The hard part is getting that 10, 20, 30% down. Hence, Karen, if everybody agrees, it's a down payment that gets you, right? Plenty of banks out there will give you the loan. So Sean, that's really, it's not about the tax side. It's how can you extend that income side, and how can you also put some money in their pocket, give them something and tell them, well, how much do you want to pay taxes on? Word it that way. How much would you like to pay taxes on? And how much would you like to earn 6 or 8% on? And you can, if it's smaller dollar amounts and you're getting, a 5% loan from a bank, if it's smaller dollar amounts, you could even offer 8 to 10% or 12%, depending on how much they're actually financing. The goal is close more deals, and seller financing is a great strategy, but don't get caught in one box of it. You can leverage 10% of the deal, 80% of the deal. It doesn't really matter. Like just find a way to make it nice and sweet for them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
And we're going to go into a lot of that and get the money. So next week, we're going to go deep into the strategies for how to negotiate those conversations. I'm going to use a lot of the stuff that we did in Names on Deeds. I'm going to bring it into Get the Money. As we've leveled up over the years, we can use all of our different courses to help you guys out. So Sean, let's give Sean a round of applause.
Right.
Oh yeah, brother. Great question. I see another hand up. Go ahead, Deborah. And Deborah, I've seen you live in action on alchemiststation.com. I love the questions. I love seeing the interaction. Doing an awesome job on there. You are muted though. Let's get you unmuted.
I'm muted. Okay.
There you go.
Am I unmuted?
You are.
Hey, good morning, everyone. To be here again. First of all, that's the wrong weekend for this. and get the money because actually my weekend starts Thursday next week. I'm part of Champion Mindset. I actually been a part of Champion Mindset to become speaker for like 9 months now. So we actually have an event that we're doing with Top Stock Magazine. It's health, wellness, self-care, actually real estate investors. So I'm looking to do some extra, connects there. And it's actually going to be good. And guess where? We're going to have it at the Robert Tree Hotel on Miami Beach, by the hotel side for reviews and registration. So I can't be there. So can I phone you guys any kind of way, to build my weekend up? So it's kind of, if I can phone you guys and make my weekend, because it's 2 events and I don't want to miss nothing, but I have to miss something because I'm obligated to 2 great groups. So let's just phone in.
We'll be recording it. So, that'll be available probably a few weeks afterwards. I know the team will chop that up, make a nice course on it. But yeah, I get it. I had to go to training to learn how to speak as well. And speaking has been what's allowed me to change a lot of people's lives. So I love that you're putting that forward, and that's how you build millionaires. You can't build millionaires quietly, right? You got to go out there and at least be open to a conversation with somebody. Even Melanie Santos has to pick up the phone. So, but being able to speak in front of a lot of people changes a lot of people's lives. It's really, really, really impactful, and not enough of us are doing it. There's a lot of people on Facebook who could be impacting people. There's a lot of people doing events at hotels who don't know how to speak, and so they're turning a lot of people off. In fact, I'm speaking at the National RIA in 2 weeks. And I told Darina last night, I was like, I don't think they're going to want my message, but I'm absolutely disappointed with how the National RIA operates, because it's sell. A person comes in and they don't want to go back. They're selling you on the membership. They're selling you on their mentorship. They're selling you on their product that every coach flies in, but they're not giving something worth all the selling. And they're not community based. So I'm going to probably rip them apart, but they put me on stage, so they want my opinion on how to build community, so I'll share. So Deborah, it's really important work you're doing. Keep learning.
One more good thing. Guess what? That land that I put here in Pompano Beach, guess what? My buyer and my seller is talking this morning. Besides that, my buyer is going to pick me up because the day I do get back to the homeless every other Saturday. So I'm looking kind of gravy this morning. So glad to be here to share the motivation.
Let's give Deborah Felder a round of applause. We're glad to have you in the community, Deborah. And I love questions. What else we got? We got a few more minutes before we jump off. I want to make sure everybody can go back out and enjoy your holiday this weekend. Darina, do we have the mastermind? Is the mastermind this weekend? It is. So mastermind members, 12 p.m. We'll be back here. Get your food, get your lunch, get your food on, get your grub on. Everybody who's in the mastermind, we're meeting again at 12 p.m. in our super secret Zoom room. So you know how to get there. Make sure you get some food. For everybody else, we'll answer questions for a few more minutes. I know our mastermind members are going to want to jump off and take care of themselves before we jump back on. What's going on? Questions, comments, shares. Lois, go ahead. Eric, you'll be up next. Actually, Eric, you shouted out, so
got you.
I don't mind. You shout out first. Go ahead, brother. And then Lois, because she sat there quietly. I'm cool with the shout outs. It's faster.
My apologies. I guess the hand up thing on it, but I'm glad to hear it. I appreciate all that you're doing. I'm excited about being here. Been kind of low key for several. Yeah, there you go. I dig that. But I love the energy, man, and all that you guys have been doing. I'm excited about being a part of it and looking forward to it. Just green as all get out, man. Where to start? Really trying to a whole other thing that kind of appeals to me, but it's several other things that I'm looking at, including the public speaking as well. So, I mean, your advice, I guess, should I just get out there and get my feet wet and start playing the game and quit doing it theory?
Hell yeah. Let's give Eric Florney a round of applause. Public speaking, wholesaling, learn how to get the money. Like, that's all of the stuff. That's 100 millionaires inspired to build 100 millionaires, right? Like, wholesaling builds millionaires. You put deals in front of people who are doing deals, they make money, and eventually they become millionaires. Every part of this process is extremely valuable. So we're glad to have you in the community, man. We got to get you on Alchemist Leads. We got to get you into Alchemist Nation. Check out the free courses on Alchemist Nation, but definitely be at Get the Money this week. This Get the Money is the non-negotiable for any wholesaler, because you're going to meet your buyers in there. Because by the way, people who buy real estate are always asking, how do I get the money? How do I get the money? How do I get the money? And also wholesalers, once you learn how to get the money, you may not wholesale anymore.
I hear you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, brother.
Awesome. Glad to have you here, Eric. And you're going to love Alchemist Leads. Any systems you're on right now, we literally stomp all over it. Just absolutely impressive. Go ahead, Lois. And thank you.
Thank you so much. You bring so much value. I just started into this world of building wealth in September, sold my house, living off the equity right now, and doing real estate investing. What I'm struggling with right now is how do I went to capital raise, investor relations, asset manage, but until you have the deal, you can't do what I can't do what I really want until I have the deal. So there's this, I feel like I have to do other, branch off to do other things so that I can do what I really want. And in the same way, I want to, bring value to other people. I want to educate, but I'm just learning it myself. And so I feel like what I want to do, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with how to do it.
Oh, Lois, that is beautiful. So 7 years ago, I was right there. I remember being like, man, I want to be the guy on stage saving people's lives. And I also just want to talk to people and connect money to their deals. All I want to do is take my friend's money and put it into somebody's deal. So my friends are finally off my back about, hey, will you invest for me? Will you invest for me? Will you invest for me? And all my deals are brought to me by somebody else. That was the goal. I just want somebody else bringing me the deals. You can do it, but it's going to take two partnerships. It's going to take a partnership with somebody who finds deals and a partnership with somebody who manages deals. And you just be the person who evaluates and says yes. And then lets your friends know about the deal and brings their money into the deal. So deals, money, labor, acquisitions, raising capital, managing. Those are the three different partnerships that could speed up somebody who just wants to start today, who just wants to go and have one specialty. You would need those three partnerships. Does that make sense?
It
Awesome.
does.
And Lois, we'll be talking about Get the Money this week. So that is a very valuable training to be in, but it's also your partners might be in the room. And my partners are on the call right now. I got Ron Bowling on the call. He's my partner who handles all my management. And he and I kind of pseudo do the money deal sort of thing. And everybody on this call is my deal finders. And Mark Dozwad built out Alchemist Leads for us. So that system finds deals for us. We drop lists and deals come in.
I wanted to jump in right there, Walter. So actually, you remember a couple of days ago when you said, listen, drop that list in, start it up, right? So I dropped that list and I started it up. We've been working hard on the back end, so I haven't been fully engaged, right? The system does it itself. On this call, I just had someone respond back and said, I'm on vacation. When I get back, let's talk about the property. So that just happened while I was on the call, because through the drip campaign, I myself have created myself a 5-day campaign, reach out to homeowners. And through that process, it just sends out the text. 2 days later, sends another text. And just on the call, like I said, I guess someone responded back that said, hey, listen, I'm on vacation, but let's talk about the numbers. So
I love it. Talk about a great testimonial. And that's in Fall River, right? That's our city where we buy.
That property is actually in New Bedford, because we pulled a Fall River New Bedford list.
I'll buy a New Bedford. I'm cool with it.
Absolutely.
Let's give Mark Dozwad a round of applause. I love it. Oh, and by the way, I got a really close friend of mine who's looking to buy a 3-family, 4-family in Fall River, and she doesn't want to pay $400,000 for it, but she will if she has to. So if you know somebody off market who's looking to sell a 3 or 4 family for say $350, shoot me a text and we'll lock that thing down for you real quick. She's pre-approved, easy close. Yeah, hook my people up. Mark, great job on Alchemist Leads. Lois, I hope that helped, and I'm looking forward to seeing you Saturday, and we'll go deeper into any questions you really have about real estate. On Saturday, we have a lot more time to play around there. And alchemistnation.com, ask any questions there too. Me and the other millionaires that are on the platform will respond. But I love seeing that you're kind of doing what we're doing, what we started doing 7 years ago, and you want to train, you want to teach and share your knowledge. And that's huge. That's what 100 Millionaires Inspired to Build 100 Millionaires is all about. Let's give Lois a round of applause. She's coming. Awesome. We got a few more minutes. What questions, shares, anything that somebody wants to drop in? This is your chance. Go ahead. And you don't have to put your hand up. You can just unmute the mic, shout something out. We'll stand for a few more minutes for you guys.
Hey, I was just thinking when you were talking about Lois and what she's doing, it just reminds me of what we talk about all the time, Walter, which is signs of land. Like when you're in that time where you're having those type of questions, Lois, you're in the perfect spot, which means it's coming. It's in the vortex. You're exactly where you want to be. So just like Walter 7 years ago, you're on the precipice of crushing it. And I always tell people, just keep showing up and remember it's who, not how. A lot of times we get really bogged down in how to do something, and that just stops the universe from bringing everybody who can help us right to our doorstep. So who, not how. Yeah. So you're in a great spot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's so many parts of a business to set up. There's all the little details that pull you away from what you really want to do, but you still need to do them. And, you're balancing, do I spend money that I don't have on somebody to do this for me? And then I have to spend the time training them, but in the long run, it'll be better, but I don't have the money, so there's this catch-22 of what I want to outsource versus what I need to do right now.
A great book for that is Traction. Because if you read the book Traction, who's the writer, Walter? Who's the author?
Traction is Seth Godin.
No.
Who?
Anyways, but he gives you all the roles that you need to put, and on day one, you pretty much have all the roles.
Right.
It's all you. But then you can offload and stick around Walter, because Walter is a master of finding people to do different jobs for him. He's amazing at it. And what'll happen
Wickman.
is, yeah.
And Mike, it's not that I'm a master of finding people to do things for me. It makes me sound like I'm like, hey, you can do this for me.
In a good way. In a good way.
What I am is a master of identifying somebody's talents and then looking for something that they could do with me together. I see what you're good at, and I'm like, where could we fit in?
Exactly. So sorry, I didn't mean it like that. But so Lois, when you start, every role in Traction is going to be you, but then you'll know the specific roles that you can roll off to someone else. And like Walter said, someone who has the talent to handle that. And that's a great book for that. Yeah.
Give Michael Shine a round of applause. I love your shares, brother. And speaking of great talent, I see Luba is on the call right now. We were hanging out in Utah. We were mountain climbing and hiking. And, we've said it for a while. Luba's like our spiritual friend. Like we go out and we do trips with her. And one of the things I learned this weekend was that really, like, I want to do a business with Luba. She's a coder, right? She's a programmer. Like she's got all this cool knowledge. And I see your hands up now too. So go ahead, Luba. You're up.
Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say the kind words about Darina and Walter. I know Darina for, I guess, is it over 10 years now? And I know Walter for about 5 years. And they've been trying to get me on this call for probably as many years. And I'm like, I'll skip it. But the reason I'm on the call, it's mostly for them. And what I want to say with that thought is that, I guess related to our topic, maybe selling a product, it's not selling a product, it's doing something that inspires people and involves people. And actually it's behind everything, it's something that makes other person life better, because they make my life better as people, as energy, as knowledge that they give me. And maybe I don't have knowledge that Walter has about finances and crypto and all that nerdy stuff, but I give back something else. We travel together, we explore other areas of our existence together. So that way I enrich their life in that way. And then it becomes like a symbiotic growth relationship that help us all evolve in like all different ways. So I'm really grateful for you guys and for everything you do for community, including me. And I love you. And I just want everybody to know that Walter and Darina are super, super amazing people. They just like genuinely look forward building up other people, not actually selling something to them. And that's inspirational for me, because I'm super unmaterialistic person. And that's, I think, ultimately what, as a person who promotes something, any business, we have to look forward, making other people's life better, not selling them onto something, but how do I make this person's life better? And then it's just gonna, sell itself.
Let's give Luba a round of applause. So I have to apologize to Luba because we're on a vacation for 5 days. We're hiking in Utah. We're going up mountains. And I am physically not prepared for this. And her and Johnson and Darina were so patient with me being like, I think I might have a heart attack if I go any further right now. But if you give me a few minutes, I will. And then the other thing that I did the entire weekend was, like, if I said I build millionaires 100 times, I'd be shocked. I was like, I just want to figure out how to automate building more millionaires. I just want to, figure out how to make more millionaires. And we're out there on a spiritual journey. We're supposed to be, releasing ourselves from work and from thinking about solving problems and just kind of, being more spiritual. And I'm just like, everything that I think about spiritually reminds me of I need to serve more people. Like every time I'm like reaching to the universe, I'm like, so how can I help this person? How can I help this person? How can I build more millionaires? And these guys were super patient because everything I say sounds like money or business. And so let's just give them one more round of applause for putting up with me all weekend. It's cool. I appreciate that. This is probably one of the coolest testimonials. I don't spend time with anybody for that long, but Luba is one of those people, and Johnson is one of those people that I can spend 5 days with. Mike Shine is one of those people. Mitch Jaworski, the people that we've gone out and vacation with, Melanie Santos, the people we've really spent long weekends with. I can do that with you guys, but for most people, I can't talk. We got nothing to talk about. I want to talk about money. I want to talk about self-improvement. I want to talk about building millionaires. I want to talk about the next level. Like, I can't talk football. I can't talk sports. I can't talk about how bad your girlfriend's like upsetting you. I don't give a shit about anything but people's betterment of their lives. I just care if you understand that. That's all I can talk about. That's all I got. Love you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with us this week. I am so blessed and thankful to be in a position to serve such an amazing group of people who are taking it to the next level, who are building themselves so they can build millionaires. Remember, put the mask on first before you put the mask on somebody else. Cheers to your success. We have a choice. Always work with the best. I will see you here next week. Wealth Principle 18. Wealth Principle 18 is, I'm looking it up. Darina, what's Wealth Principle 18? Have you got it? I'll show you guys how you can find the principles. You go to alchemistnation.com, and right here at the top it says Millionaire Wealth Principles. Scroll down.
Felly.
Only deliver highest quality product, but I'm sure Felly.
Oh my God, Felly is amazing. Let's give Felly a round of applause. Only deliver the highest quality product or services, and from there constantly improve. And the book of the week will be Sell or Be Sold by Grant Cardone. What I would do without all of these amazing people around me. My team is absolutely amazing. One more time for everybody who's behind Alchemist Nation, supporting Alchemist Nation, putting things together. Let's give them a big round of applause. Every single week, they put a lot of effort into making sure that we're doing great work for you guys. So thank you. And again, for all our millionaires, cheers to your success. If you have a choice, always work with the best. See you guys.
Hey
next
guys,
week.
thank you.
Hi, everybody. Peace.
Thanks, guys. Enjoy your
Bye,
week.
y'all.
God bless.
Cheers.
Have a
Happy
great holiday
weekend.
weekend.
Happy Memorial's Day.
Happy Memorial Day.